one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
For a lot of years.
Yeah, that's
a lot of people know that.
Yeah. What's up, Columbus? My name's Chris Edmonds, and I'm the host of the show that helps you put a face with a place. Today we're here with Yvonne Brumbeloe, who's the owner of the Gypsy Cherub, right here in the middle of Bibb City. Yvonne's been called the Queen of Antiques for a couple of different cities that she's lived at in North Carolina. She's sold antiques all over Atlanta, Georgia, and now she's finally decided to call Columbus, Georgia her home. We're glad to have her, and today we're going to let her tell her story and a little bit of what it takes to be an entrepreneur for over 40 years. So why don't you guys join me inside? So Yvonne, thanks for being on the show with us this week. Guys, this is Yvonne Brumbeloe that I was telling you about just a second ago. And she's the owner of the Gypsy Cherub. And since I've already told our viewers and listeners, where you're at and given a little bit of info about you, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself and then a little bit about the business?
Okay. Well, like you say, I'm Yvonne Brumbeloe, sometimes known as Bumblebee. Can't say the last name. Customers might have a hard time with it. I've been in the antiques off and on, different shops in different areas since probably 1971. I've been here in Columbus about 7 or 8 years. Had a couple other venues before I came here. And just, as you can see, I have lots of antiques, but mainly I'm really concentrating on jewelry these last 10, 15 years. Awesome. And love it the most, and also make it. So. Well,
our viewers and listeners can't see that, that you've got a sign sitting right off to the side here.
Right.
But it actually says Bumblebee Creation. Is that sort of an allusion to what you were just
saying? Yes,
I
was given the nickname Bumblebee back in high school because friends had hard time saying it, even that were raised with me. And so when I really started making jewelry, somebody said one day, "Well, you're just a bumblebee person, aren't you?" I said, "That sounds good." So I called it the Bumblebee Creations, and had a friend create the little logo for me. So.
Perfect. All right. Well, you'll definitely have to come by to see those and see what all Yvonne's making.
Right.
Before we dig a little bit more into antiques and entrepreneurship and that kind of thing, we always like to ask for a quote. Do you have a favorite quote that you sort of?
Probably one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
For a lot of years.
Yeah, that's
a lot of people know that.
Yeah. So, well, awesome. A little bit more of your story. Before, in our pre-interview questions, just sort of getting to know you a little bit, you were talking about how you've been all over. And tell us a little bit about the Gypsy portion of your name.
Okay. Well, I have traveled a lot. Back when I first started, I did several different markets around outdoor flea markets in Atlanta. And then after I really got going, had my first shop, started doing estate sales for people, helping them sell their items, and then hooked up with a group that went from mall to mall to mall back in the early 80s, I think.
So
literally traveling. You'd set up on Monday morning, sell all week at the mall, hours from 9 to 9. Break it down on Sunday, travel to the next mall. So, definitely felt like a gypsy.
All right. And you're originally from Columbus?
No, LaGrange, Georgia.
LaGrange, okay.
LaGrange,
all right. Well, cool.
But always loved Columbus. My mother moved to Phoenix City, so I was always coming through. So.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you've been in business, you said since 71.
Right.
That's a good long time, and entrepreneurship is a tough game.
Very tough.
This is not my first foray into being an entrepreneur, but it's only my second.
Right.
And it's tough. Do you have any advice for new entrepreneurs?
Well, so many think, and especially in the antique business, you start out on the old bootstrap type deal, and just hand to mouth, make your own displays, do all that. But in my business, you can get away with that a lot.
Right.
And because being in the secondhand market, I can do that. But I would try to tell people today, especially the old hands like me, I've learned the new Facebooking and all these other new modern methods. Really does help, because ads in the paper and sometimes even magazines today don't seem to be as effective. So have it laid out that you can do some really good marketing.
Okay.
Like the marketing end of it.
So sort of maybe bootstrap as long as you can, and look to use all the tools that are available all over the place. That's really good advice.
Yeah.
So as far as your favorite, like you said, you like being in Columbus. You're right here in Bibb City.
Right.
What's your favorite thing about doing business here in Columbus?
I think it's the variety of people you can meet. Lots of people who are locals, come in, but I get so many of the college kids buying the old records that we deal in. I get beaters and crafters where I sell the supplies, but I also get people from all walks of life and even the country because of Fort Benning. We get a lot of the military people who've been all over the world, and
a lot of other gypsies.
Gypsies, yep, lots of other gypsies. So I think that's it. So, and the music industry, I love being here because I love doing the open mics and singing and getting to sit in with lots of good bands and talent here in town.
And that's one thing people don't really realize about Columbus too is we've got one of the best world-class recording studios around.
Right. I sell CDs for a lot of the local musicians here, and we've got quite a few that have recorded some great music, so you can buy it here.
Okay. So if you're looking for local music, you can buy it here, and if you're a local recording artist, you can also sell your stuff here.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Come in and talk to Yvonne about that. I'm sure she'll get you a great deal.
Yep.
You're located right here on 2nd Avenue, so sorry if we get you a little bit of background noise, guys.
Right.
But as far as just last couple of things before we head out today, do you have anything, last few words that you want to sort of tell about your business and maybe plug your business a little bit?
I have been taking some consignments. I don't have a lot of furniture yet. I've had a lot of bric-a-brac and that type thing. We're fixing to kind of revamp the store, so it might not look exactly like you're seeing it today very soon. I've got some more displays coming in for jewelry, but I also repair, custom design, and do a lot of that type of thing, restring beads and that type of thing. So much more than just old hand-me-downs or that kind of thing. This is a legit full-on jewelry repair service as well as antique dealership. That's definitely.
Awesome.
And I do free verbal appraisals too. If you've got some pieces laying around and you're not sure what's what, I'll be glad to sort of give you an idea of what it's worth. So.
Cool. Well, I may be bringing back some of my stuff.
All right, sounds good.
Very last thing, because you're on What's Up Columbus, a lot of times our viewers and listeners, they want to try to come to a place that we've dealt with, especially if there's a special offer. Do you have one for us?
Well, right now I do have a 30 to 50% off a lot of items here through the end of June.
And that's for everybody?
For everybody,
okay.
But after the sale's over, if you say I saw you on What's Up Columbus, I'll still give you the 30% off on some items. So
that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
well,
real
awesome.
good deal.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show
Thank
again,
you.
Yvonne.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I guess we'll catch you next time. We've only got a couple of weeks left in the show, and be sure to look out for a special announcement for us for a nice big party that we're going to have as our season finale party. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to have everybody that was on the show, everybody just like Yvonne, to come out, and we'll actually have question and answer, and probably share some drinks and that kind of thing. So we'll catch you then too. Thanks. What's Up Columbus is a high attitude video production. If you would like to be featured on the show, please visit www.whatsupcolumbus.com or highattitudevideo.com for contact information and details. Thanks, and we'll catch you next week.